You know that this is just a movie. Movie means coming from the projector, not from the object. Although it is seen as 4D, 3D, 4D, with time, 4D, you see that, oh, this is actually illusion. Is coming from the projector. Likewise, we see things in 3D and 4D. 3D meaning what you're seeing now, 4D meaning with the time factor, time included there. Okay, although they appear like this, but nothing is really there from the object, it's just illusion. Okay, so it says that furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence. When you see this, then it's just appearance. Objectively, absolutely, or independently, nothing's there. Extreme of existence, meaning extreme of objective existence, extreme of independent existence. There's no independent existence. This conviction will come to you, number one. Number two, emptiness. When you go deep into the emptiness, meditation, when you subject the flower, when you subject yourself, when you subject the pain. Okay, this morning somebody brought up this point. Finally, it is to control the emotions. So controlling emotions, there are two. One by seeing the emptiness of object, which triggers the emotions. Other by seeing the emptiness of emotion itself. Emptiness of emotion. Subject this emotion, subject the feeling of the pain to this analysis, the pain will disappear. Right? Okay. So it says that emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you see the emptiness, you go to the emptiness side, object disappears in that experience. From this experience, when you go to the emptiness, you see that, okay, see, objectively nothing is there, which means objectively nothing is there, but things are not non-existent. Things are there. How? Subjectively. Objectively not there, but subjectively there. So, when you say subjectively there, what's the opposite of existence? What's the opposite of existence? Non-existence. So it says that emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you see emptiness, that what I'm seeing is the emptiness of objective existence. Objectively is not there, but subjectively is there. You're getting it? So, when you say subjectively is there, things are there. Things are not nothing at all. Things are there, but subjectively. So, the extreme of non-existence is refuted by seeing emptiness. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, this is so beautiful, so powerful. Finally, the benchmark is of you having understood emptiness is that when you see emptiness arises, ultimately what is there is ultimately it is the emptiness, vast expanse of the emptiness, and this reality of emptiness, from this, then all the cause and effect arises from this. All the cause and effect, they are arising from the fabric of the emptiness. So emptiness itself, for example, if I say that, which statue do you like? A statue of the... Okay, let's say. Can you think of... Okay, let's say. A statue of Jesus Christ, or a statue of a demon. Which do you like? Hey, statue of a very kind angel, right? Okay, statue of a very kind angel and a statue of a demon. Which do you want? Statue of an angel. Let us not forget that both the statues are made of diamonds. Which do you want? Same, no difference. You're getting it. Both are so precious, right? One diamond made in the form of a demon, one diamond in the form of an angel. Actually, both are diamonds, right? And the statue seller will not sell the demon statue in for 1 penny less. Because it's a solid diamond. Okay, so the point is that the fabric of the diamond manifests in the form of different forms. Diamond manifests in the form of Buddha, in the form of Jesus Christ, in the form of Abraham, in the form of, say, the Prophet Muhammad, in the form of Ram, in the form of the Zoroaster, and so forth, right? In the form of demons also, but they're all diamonds. So emptiness is a fabric. From the fabric of emptiness, then all the cause and effect they arise. from there in the form of emptiness, and objectively empty, subjectively everything is arising, operating. Everything is operating on the appearance level. And that is something which we have to respect. Appearance level. If you don't respect that, if you go deeper, you will never find anything. You have to respect the subjective appearance. That is something we should do. Because everything is operating on the subjective appearance level. This is what we need to keep in mind. So emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect. Objectively empty, right? Then where is the cause and effect? Cause and effect is arising from this emptiness. The same object. Okay, what we said is the same object is seen as emptiness when you look at from the ultimate analysis. The same object is seen as conventional analysis. Conventional analysis, how does one see this flower? It's just from this a bunch of atoms, the flower appearance of the flower come into being. There's a flower. There's no more flower beyond that. That's a flower. Right? So this flower arises. What's the fabric? Fabric is emptiness. From this emptiness, then so objectively there's nothing, there's a flower. That is the fabric. From this, then your mind, conventional analysis, will see as the appearance of a flower. That's the flower. From this emptiness arises cause and effect. Right? And somebody, say a gardener, will plant a seed. From this emptiness, that seed arises. And then the gardener will put some water. From the emptiness, water arises. From the emptiness, the gardener arises. So the gardener, the water, the seed, they are the causes. From this, then the appearance of the flower comes into being after a while. Appearance of the time arises. From this time, then the appearance of the flower arises. Just that. Beyond that, the moment you go beyond that appearance, there's nothing there as anything solid there. It's just that. So because it's just this cause and effect is operating on the appearance level, we should respect the appearance. Appearance is so important. Okay. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extreme. So, emptiness, the same thing, emptiness is seen in the form of cause and effect. Emptiness is ultimate reality. Cause and effect is a dependent origination. So, when you see the harmony of these two things, the same object is seen as emptiness, the same object is seen as dependent origination, cause and effect, then no other wrong views can deviate you. No other wrong views can deviate you. You are in the most perfect path, the path to take you to the state of fearlessness, nirvana, and to the state of full awakening of perfection, which is full enlightenment. Okay. You're not captivated by the view of extremes. Then final conclusion. Oh my child. So this is what Lama Tsongkhapa, the author of the text, he was then referring to the disciple who made the request from very far away place, sent a message to his teacher, Lama Tsongkhapa, the author, to give a teaching. So he composed this text as a response, as a teaching to his disciple. So in his composition he said, "Oh my child," referring to his student, Tsawobumbo Ngawan Thapa, the student whose name is Tsawobumbo Ngawan Thapa. Once you have thus realized, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he says that if by reading this, if you appreciate this text, short text, if you appreciate so much, and if you read this, if the meanings are reflected in you, and when you read this, the stanza 14, that the author Lama Tsongkhapa, he's saying, "Oh my child, if you could connect yourself as that child, as that disciple yourself," well, Lama Tsongkhapa is actually talking to me. If you can relate, if you connect yourself as a child, as the disciple of Lama Tsongkhapa, then His Holiness says that you are leaving a profoundly important imprint in your mind to be connected with Lama Tsongkhapa, the author, the greatly enlightened being. This is so auspicious if we can relate this to ourselves. When you read, "Oh my child," you're visualizing that the author Lama Tsongkhapa is actually addressing to me. Once you have thus realized the three principal paths, what are they? Renunciation, bodhicitta, and the wisdom of emptiness. Thus realize the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Seek solitude. Seek solitude doesn't mean that you have to run away to a very secluded place. Detach yourself from all the meaningless things. Meaningless things, right? So unnecessary was the works, where necessary, like taking care of your health, and taking care of your children, taking care of family members, your parents. These are indispensable. It was so precious, so precious. Other than that, just gambling and so forth. All these unnecessary things, the gossiping. I don't think Israelis will have time for gossip, right? I don't think so. Otherwise, in some places, gossiping, it is just totally waste of time. And going to pubs, nightclubs, total waste of time. Seek solitude from these unnecessary trivialities. Seek solitude and cultivate strong determination and quickly reach strong determination and pursue through these three principal paths and quickly reach the final aspired goal. What's the final aspired goal? State of fearlessness and the state of infinite happiness. Is this what we're seeking? Fearlessness. How many are seeking fearlessness if possible? How many are seeking infinite happiness if possible? Here you are. If this is what we are seeking, then what should we do? We should detach ourselves from the trivialities, seek solitude, and cultivate strong determination. And strong determination. What is the strong determination? Okay, let's say I'm sitting here, and then I see a snake somewhere around the place nearby Shosh, right? Then I say that, hey Shosh, there's a snake there. I'm afraid. Please remove the snake, right? Okay. Whereas, if the snake is nearby me, will I say, hey Shosh, please, there's a snake there? Will I say like this? Hey, what will I do? I'll jump. You're getting it? This is the meaning of strong determination. When I don't see the snake nearby, then strong determination. Then I will say, Shosh, please remove the snake there. I'm lazy. Whereas it is nearby me, then the strong determination to jump. That happens. So, how to feel that? To feel the sense of urgency. How to see the sense of urgency? We think more to make sure that sickness, aging, death, anxiety, stress, anguish, they are actually waiting for us. Moment of moment, they are waiting for us. The more we reflect on these points, the more the determination for us to wake up from the sleep of ignorance will happen. So with this, seek solitude, meaning get away from the trivialities of life, and with a great strength of determination, seek the aspired goal, which is fearlessness and the infinite happiness for yourself and for all the beings. Okay, thank you. So, questions? One there?
Part of it I now think that I understand, but I will ask it anyhow. If all the appearances are subjective, so all the things that we are learning are subjective too.
Yes.
So the Buddha is subjective, the impermanent is subjective, the karma is subjective, everything is subjective.
Yes.
So how can we count on our way to reach fear, less fear?
Reach the state of fearlessness.
Yeah. On things that are in our mind. So
Okay. Did you follow the question?
no.
If everything is subjective, the Buddha is subjective, law of karma is subjective, what we're learning is also subjective. If everything is subjective, then everything becomes like what is in your mind. If it becomes like something coming from mind, it becomes like imaginary. If it becomes imaginary, then the efficacy of cause and effect is not there. So how can we possibly traverse along the path towards the fearlessness? Right? Because if it's imaginary, you can imagine that you can do something bad and you go, okay, this is what I'm doing bad. Not studying emptiness will make to understand emptiness. Right? So you can imagine like this. So if it is subjective, then how can we reach the state of fearlessness? Okay, this is any questions that come to you, any question that comes to you, don't suppress, don't think that is a small question. Any question is very important. This is so important question. At one point, when I was initially exposed to the concept of emptiness, which is like 30 years ago. 30 years ago, then if everything is coming from a mind, so I had to go from my monastery to the hermitage, where one of my teachers was meditating, to the hermitage to translate for one of his students. And for that, I had to rush. It was no facilities, no cars. I had to rush, walking. And sometimes I feel a little, let's say what we call it, tired. And I would, if everything is just coming from my mind, then the person there next to the hermitage who want to come to the town, they can imagine that he's in the town, and I can imagine that I'm in the hermitage, and we can exchange. We don't have to go through any kind of this stress of walking like this. But no, I have to go, right? Even though I learned that everything is a mental imputation coming from my mind, but I have to struggle. What is this? So these questions are there. So these questions we are not to suppress. Don't think that these are small questions. These are the questions which are very serious questions. Particularly if somebody is really into the meditation, you are bound to come across these questions. You're getting it? So there, you must keep discussing with the colleagues or the other friends, and you must ask these questions to the teachers, and you must look for the materials, very standard materials. Don't read any book, right? Read sensible books. Read genuine books, sensible books. I'm saying this. You're getting it? And then if you read a book, and some people, they are so easy writing book. You hear the talk today, and you already in the two months later, a book comes out, right? Goes by. And then if some people, they publish it, and publishers, they buy it, right? And then there's a book there. Then later on, right? And then one of you will say that, Geshe, somebody in the book, it is written there. Which book? Actually, a talk given by me 10 years ago. Somebody in his or her name, just whatever the person got, half cooked, half not cooked, right? Put in the book. So therefore, books can be misleading. Some books are very authoritative. Read the good books. Don't just grab any book. Simply because the book doesn't mean that the information is correct. Be very careful. So only book that is suggested to you at this moment is How to See Yourself As You Really Are, this book. This is a very standard book. Read that. And later on, if you're interested, I'll be very happy to suggest more books. Okay, so for that matter, the point is this subjective, the Buddha subjective, karma subjective, this is subjective. There's subjective, there are two kinds. Subjective, which is erroneous, subjective, which is efficacious. Two. Subjective, which is erroneous, and subjective, which is efficacious. Subjective, which is purely imagination, and subjective, which follows cause and effect. Two. You're getting it? So the subjective that we are talking about here is not the imagination. It's talking about the subjective in the form of where the cause and effect is efficacious, is operating. So from that, you study this, subjectively existent study, subjectively existent realization come to you. Subjectively existent, fearlessness will be achieved. Okay, any more questions? Yes.
Compassion, is it a conventional thing or ultimate feeling? Conventional and also please?
Compassion, is it ultimate or conventional?
And I read that it's equal to
Okay,
outcome.
you read it.
Read it.
Okay.
Thought about it.
Okay, so the point is study so well, and you can hear things, you can hear things, you can read things, but don't take them too seriously. Study them, number 2, reflect on them, and then you will gain conviction. Once you gain conviction, nobody can stir that. E equals mc square. I can say this, E equals mc square. I cannot derive it. I know this equation. But any other scientist can easily evade this from my mind, saying that this is wrong, this is not a correct equation. But if I say 2 plus 2 equals 4, is correct or not correct? Huh? 2 plus 2 equals 4, is it correct or not correct? Huh? Not sure. It's correct. Nobody can change my mind. 2 plus 2 equals 4. I'm confident. Nobody can change my mind. 2 plus 2 equals 4. I'm sure. You ask me this? Oh, I read it somewhere. Which means I'm not sure. You're getting it? So you can read, it's not a problem. You can read, you can hear, but subject them to analysis. And so for that matter, to be constantly in touch with some Dharma groups, like the Dharma Friend of Israel, like this, Buddhism A to Z, and so for teachings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and the DalaiLama.com, always be in touch with these materials. That will be very helpful. Finally, we have to grow in our studies and so forth. So these two things, emptiness is the ultimate reality. Compassion is a part of the conventional reality. There is no contradiction there. The same phenomenon of the mind. May all beings be free from suffering that you are feeling now. See, you're feeling. We all meditate for someone. You are meditating. May all beings be free from suffering. That mental state, if I look at it through conventional analysis, I see this as compassion. And the Liorala looks at the same mind through ultimate analysis, will see the emptiness of the compassion. Right? It's the same phenomena which I see as compassion, which somebody else sees as emptiness of compassion. It's for this reason the Buddha said, form is empty, emptiness is form. You're getting it? So replace it, compassion is empty, emptiness is compassion. You're getting it? This is how we have to see the equation. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, if not, we'll stop here. Okay. Okay, so what I'd like to share with you is that finally, what is important, let us not forget the two basic the agendas of our life. Be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. What is meant by be kind to yourself? Give yourself the happiness and free yourself from all any fears of life. How to do that? Be wisely kind to yourself. How to be wisely kind to yourself? Do those things which will actually free yourself from suffering. Do those things which will actually give rise to happiness. What will free yourself from suffering is do away from the negative thoughts. Do away from the negative thoughts. Negative thoughts, no matter what excuse, right? For example, if somebody says that you're a stupid guy, and then I say, you are the stupid guy. If I say this, although if I go to the court, the court will say that you are right. But realistically speaking, not spiritual, realistically speaking, when I say that you are stupid guy, when I responded like this, court can justify what I did. But this is not the justification. This is wrong justification. The moment I said, you are stupid, my mind is disturbed. I don't want the disturbance of my mind. Right? You can't tackle this. It doesn't mean that somebody said, you are stupid. Yes, I'm stupid. This is not a connotation. What's the connotation? When somebody says that you are stupid, Don't let your mind suffer more. If somebody says you're stupid, it's already a problem. Again, you're creating an additional problem. Buy one, get one free. Right? You're buying one and then you're getting one free yourself. Right? The person said you're stupid, you feel a little disturbed, and you say you disturb more. You're stupid. You disturb more. This is really the stupidity. So what is to be done is say when somebody says you're stupid, and then say you said you're stupid. Okay, other people say that you are right. But to be wise, you should be wisely kind to yourself. Wisely speaking, this is not at all right, because it creates irritation in you. So how do you do? You can tackle the same situation without giving into irritation. How? Be very skillful. When you say you're stupid, other person will say, okay, yes, I realize now I'm stupid. No, the person will not stop there. Again, the person will say you're stupid. And then you can say stupid. Other person says stupid 4 times. It's just endlessly many. This is how both sides are problematic. Both sides are unwise. So the wise thing to do is, don't give in to any justification to say that what I'm doing right. Right? The wrong things that I'm doing is right. Don't justify that. Finally, love conquers everything. There's nothing which the love doesn't conquer. There's nothing which the love doesn't conquer. There's nothing which the love and compassion doesn't conquer. Love and compassion conquers everything. Right? I'll just share you one story, which is a real story. In a monastery, some of the young monks, they are little, can be mischievous and naughty, and can be rebellious also. And the monastery head, highly respected teacher, monastery head, he was going through a little tough time because of one mischievous monk who was always rebellious, always against authority. So what happened was that one time, the head of the monastery, he was terribly sick, and he needed blood transfusion. And then the announcement was made. So where should we get the blood? The monks from the monastery. So the disciplinarian of the monastery went to the monks, all the monks, and made the announcement that I had the venerable head of the monastery. He's hospital, he needs blood. So those of you who like to donate blood, you sign up. Okay. So the monks, they sign up, they give the blood donated, and then finally the head of the monastery, he was recovered to some extent. Then all these things were narrated to him, that the monks, they donated blood. And he was so curious, who are the monks who donated blood? So curious. And the list was given to him. In the list, the first in the list was the mischievous, rebellious monk. The moment he saw that, the head of the monk, head of the monastery, he could not control his tears. He could feel the warmth, the purity of this, called as the rebellious monk. He has this purity inside. Right? Okay, so this love and affection can conquer everybody. No need to resort to retaliation, revenge, fight, and so forth. No. And of course, I know you have many questions. But if I'm being very compassionate, very soft, compassionate, people take advantage of me. Right? Or what should I do? Okay, if these questions come up, I'll be happy to give the answers. There are answers. Very technical means are there. But the point is, never ever give in to anger. Never ever give in to anger. Anger is a sign of weakness, it's not a sign of strength. The dog, if you chase the dog with a stick, dog will run. The moment the dog is cornered at the house, what will the dog do? What will the dog do if the dog is cornered? The dog will attack you. Because the dog is vulnerable. Does not have any place to run away now. Becomes so vulnerable. The best way by which to defend himself is to attack you. So the anger is the dog attacking you when the dog is cornered.